All right, welcome to Open Mic Interview. We're here from MicControl.com with Matt Clarke. But let's start off with kind of how it all started. What got you into rapping, and what kind of inspired you to, try and make a career out of it?
Well, I mean, I've always been like, only thing I've ever been able to do in school is like write. It's like I listen to rap. I've been writing, and then I went through some stuff in my life, and all of a sudden I just started writing about it, and then basically just kind of like came into its own. I just started doing it, started doing it at home, and then all of a sudden I just started getting more serious about it, and it just kind of happened.
Yeah. And do you feel, a lot of artists say that like hip hop's kind of an outlet for them. You were saying like the stuff that's happened in your life, you start writing about it. Do you feel that, hip hop kind of helps you through, whether it's, the hard times, the good times, whatever? Is it kind of like therapeutic for you?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's therapeutic for me to not only write it, but to listen to it, you know what I mean? Like, just listening to what other people say in their songs, and it inspires me to write what I write, you know what I mean? And things that have happened to me, like, I write it, and then all of a sudden, it's not going to get better, but it's like, all right, well, it's my way of just, like, escaping from it, I guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah, completely understandable. That's awesome. And so kind of talk to us about, growing up. Who were some of your influences? And I know you've kind of got something to say on the subject of influences and how it's kind of changing the game today. So why don't we start off with who your influences were?
When I was younger, obviously, I'm a white kid. I listened to Eminem when he came out, you know what I mean? Like, that was a big deal. I like the writing aspect of hip-hop, so I like artists like Tupac and Nas, and, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff. Mos Def, Talib Kweli, just kind of like the more poetic and, like, writing, the lyrical stuff. So, that was really my influences.
Yeah, and so on to the topic of Eminem, there's a lot of, white rappers that are coming out now, and it almost seems a little bit more acceptable to be white and rapping, where before you would just automatically get the Vanilla Ice or the Eminem comparison, and then that was it. How do you think that, how has the game changed now where, you see more of these white rappers coming into the game?
I think that, like, all of a sudden you see all these, like, college kids coming out, like all these college rappers, white rappers from the suburbs that are just rapping, and it's like college hip hop and all that, like Asher Roth and Sam Adams, and, you know what I mean, like Mac Miller and Chris Webby, like all these kids, like, just coming out and just rapping. Because I think, like, when I was growing up, like, obviously, like I said, Eminem was like a big deal.
Yeah.
I think that, like, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm pretty sure that Eminem was a big deal to a lot of white kids growing up, you know what I mean? Now all of a sudden all those kids that were growing up when he was like really big and really blowing up, all those kids are 18, 19, 20, 21, like college age. And now all of a sudden they're getting in, they start rapping, and becomes, you know what I mean? And people like it because they relate to it, and they're, you know what I mean? So I think it's just kind of like all of a sudden those kids grow up, and here it is, you know what I mean?
So whether or not the actual influence is there in some sort of way, Eminem has, changed the game where now it's easier for the suburban white kid to come out and start rhyming, and it doesn't seem as out of place.
He, I'm pretty sure, so many of his songs, he literally says, I'm speaking to the suburban kids, the white kids, I'm speaking to the kids who didn't know these words exist, all this stuff, you know what I mean? He literally says that, and that's who he was getting to. He hit, like, and now all of a sudden all those kids, now they're all rapping, you know what I mean? Like, now it's just a thing to do. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, definitely. I love that. I love how you put those two things together. But speaking on, I guess, the new school of hip hop, who are some of the up and coming artists that you would love to collaborate with, or that you just, that you respect personally?
I really like Wiz Khalifa coming up. I really like him. He's kind of just like chill. Just exactly what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? Like, you know what he's about. I like Chris Webby. I've done a few shows with Chris Webby. I like him. I really like Mac Miller. I never met him. I really didn't even listen to any of his stuff really. But like, all of a sudden I just kind of like started listening to it, and like I really like Mac Miller. Just like that whole scene. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of the whole college rap thing, and then people were kind of like putting me in that category, and like, I'm gonna be put in that category, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what I want, like what kind of music I want to make, like I'm gonna be put in that category. So I kind of embraced it, and like, you know what? I started listening, respecting it a lot. Like, I'm not gonna like everyone that comes out, but that whole thing is just like, I really like that in the new class. seems like people are getting more into like lyrical rap as opposed to like, for a while it was kind of just like, and it still is like dancey, and like I know like certain people are coming out with like, it's like less about the lyrics and more about the beats and everything. But when you find someone that can actually come out and like you listen to what they say, I like that a lot. So
definitely. All right, well then let's kind of move on to you for a second. What do you think is your strongest aspect when it comes to rapping? Is it, you know, the lyrical side, or is it more like the flow and the beats, the overall sound, or where do you think your strong point lies?
I mean, like I said, I've always been a writer, and that's how it all kind of started. Like, I wasn't a rapper when I started. I was in the booth, and I had stuff that I written. Like, I was just a writer. I wasn't a rapper. I kind of like, since I've been doing it for a while, I kind of got my flow and like figured out how I should sound, like been able to listen to beats and like write to it. But basically writer. That's it.
Yeah. So you've got a mixtape coming out. Tell us about that. Is there a planned date when it's going to drop? What can we expect? Just kind of give us some background info.
Probably around mid to late November. I'm gonna start like leaking some tracks in the next couple of weeks to different blogs. Basically what I'm trying to do with it is like, like I said, I didn't want to do the dance tracks and the poppy, those kinds of things, but like I realized that, I mean, I kind of have to if I want people to listen to me, you know what I mean? If I want people to listen to the other songs, I have to make songs that they like too, you know what I mean? And then make them like everything, kind of like mix it, but then still write, when I do make a dance track or like a poppy hit, still have the verses like mean something, like have the lyrical content there. But so I kind of want to like mix the two. I want beats that people are gonna like, you know what I mean, really get into. Yep. Beats they're gonna dance to. And then I want the lyrics to be there, you know what I mean? Not one of my songs is gonna have lyrics that I don't like. Yeah. That I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Absolutely. So I guess before we wrap it up, I know you're gonna you know, give people a little preview of what you have to offer, but why don't you just tell everyone where they can find you online and you know, how they can find out some more, hear a few tracks from you.
Facebook.com/MattyClarke11. Yeah, YouTube.com/Matty127, or just type Matt Clarke in, you'll find me. You know, fresh new tracks, good music all day, fresh to death daily. A bunch of those blogs. You can type my name in, something will be there. go.berkeley.edu/MatthewClarke1, I think it is. You can just Google me, basically, if you really want to. You might find some other stuff too, but Google my name with music there, because if you don't, you'll find other stuff.
All right, man. Well, listen, it's been great to sit down with you, and we look forward to hearing the mixtape. So best of luck with everything, and yeah, we'll be hearing more from you in the very, very near future. All right, cool, man.
DJ Double Take, KJ. Let's go. It's a miracle. I can rap on dance beats, lyrical. Hop on the stage, stare the show. Dudes in the crowd like, where to go? Screaming, yo, kid's an animal. Oh shit, what he say now? What he lay down? I'm just living up. No cares in the world, they just interrupt. Writer's block in a cell and I'm in a rut. Fill a cup and I'm getting up. 20-minute set and I did enough. Eminem told me never give a fuck. Still don't give a fuck. Killed another stage, never giving up. What the fuck do I do now? Let my beats bump to a new crowd. Let me re-up, get a new style. And I know that you heard of me, cause I leave every stage like a murder scene. And the mic in the ground, 6 feet deep. I'm the example to fix these streets. Rags to riches, bags and bitches. Then write a track about tragic situations. Big shout out to my inspirations. Big shout out to the fans it shows. The people I bring and the random hoes. Random dudes, shaking my hand, let's plan some moves. Fuck that, I make my own and I break the rules. Another shout out to making moves. So many ideas that I take and use when I chase down a label and they refuse.
Come on, let's go.